Hey guys, today I'll be talking about the new legendary swords that were added in The Taken King. This video will contain major spoilers for the main story of The Taken King, so proceed with caution. Now, you receive the quest for the sword from Eris after you complete the mission titled Regicide, where you defeat Oryx. Eris directs you to Lord Shaxx, who you'll be completing the quest for. You'll need some motes of light to obtain your sword, as well as 25 hadium flakes that you get from the chests in the Dreadnought, usually at a ratio of 1 hadium flake per chest. Once you have the materials, you take them back to Shaxx. He gives you the option of choosing one of 3 swords, one for each elemental damage type. The elemental type can be pretty important, as I'll explain later in the video. Aesthetically, the sword looks pretty sharp. However, the look wouldn't at all be important if the sword wasn't a fun weapon to use. Luckily, the sword is a blast to use. In easier content such as patrol and lower level quests, the sword's a beast, making really quick work of pretty much anything you're fighting. In higher level content, you need to use a little bit more caution. You won't be able to just slice away at tougher bosses. This is where the blocking mechanic comes in. Once unlocked, you can block with the sword, slowly using ammo the longer you hold it. Blocking substantial damage uses more ammo than just blocking thin air. Also, your sword will be more effective at blocking damage types that aren't the same as the sword. For example, an arc sword will block more damage from a solar or void source, etc. If you find yourself unable to take cover from a boss's attack, blocking with your sword can save your life. Now let's move on to how it performs in Crucible. At first, I had a lot of difficulty succeeding in using the sword at all. Just rushing guys and slicing them in half isn't really a viable strategy, at least in most cases. It can be especially difficult depending on the connection of the person in question. If their connection, or your connection, is poor, you can waste 2 or 3 slices when you should really be making contact with one. I would say the biggest use of a sword in Crucible is, again, blocking. You can walk someone down while blocking with your sword, usually resulting in that person panic firing and then getting their face cut off. The sword can even save you from the brunt of a rocket blast, again depending on the damage type. Sword versus sword fights are particularly interesting because the blocking creates an interesting parry strategy. Overall, I would say that swords are an awesome addition to Destiny. Obviously they're swords, so they're awesome, but they also have some cool mechanics as well, making them interesting and fun to use in pretty much all content. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.